Hello, this is Adore from Bricks Maven, and in this video we will be building a versatile card in bricks. We will be converting this to a component, obviously, and then we'll be adding the props to actually recreate this card I designed in Figma. So first of all, I'm going to show you what is capable with this card component that I created in Figma, and we're going to recreate it in bricks, having the same props and the same settings. Okay, or in this case, variants. First things first, this is a very simple card, right? Very simple card, which you use in your design. Well, it has an image, or this could be an icon, and it has a heading and some text. Okay, it doesn't have a button yet. So very simple card. Okay, so as you see on the side here, we have some props that have been created. So you can the current orientation of this card is stacked, right? You can set it to inline so that it's next to one another, right? You can set it to dark mode. You can change the color scheme, right, to dark. And we can hide this whole right side so that it's hidden now. So it gives you a different result, right? You can choose to hide the media and reveal the icon. So we have an icon instead of an image. And we also have the possibility to show a number. So we have a number, it could be a counter or some sort that we have showing here. We can also make that visible. Or in this case, I would also want to change the orientation to stacks because it just looks much better. When it's in line, it's really cramped. So this could be a design choice. So we can hide the number, obviously, and you have a props for your heading and you have a props for your text. And you can also show a button, right? Or hide it. So we're going to take this into bricks, right? And we're going to recreate this card, and then we're going to add all the settings to our card component. That's basically what we're doing in this video. So if you are interested in building your own components, this could be a great video for you to watch and to actually learn how to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to move this into bricks. By moving into bricks, I just mean building it. I already created a new template for it. So I'm just gonna, as I mean template, I mean here, right? Get the template. Yeah, so let's just get started. I'm gonna just create a section, and I don't really need to name this. You know what? I don't even need to. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna just delete it. I'm just gonna build the card directly. So I'm just gonna create a block. I'll just call this versatile card, and I'm gonna just name it V card. V card, yeah, simple, just V card. And in my V card, I have, let's go to Figma. I'll just add a heading, a text. Okay, we have our text now. Let's move on to, let's add the media wrapper. So we're gonna create a new block. Or no, in this case, a div should suffice. So this would be our media. I'll just call it media. And in our media, we have an image and we have an icon. I'm just going to put them both in the media wrapper. Just add an HTML tag here figure. And let me save. And let's go back to Figma. Let's see. We need to add a button. So I'm just going to add a button. I actually have a button that, yeah, I'm just going to leave it this way, right? I'm just going to leave it this way. Call to action. Or I could have just, it's actually a text link, right? Well, I'm just going to use a button here. They're both actually the same, but anyways, let's continue. So we have our button, we have our media wrapper, we have an image, we have an icon, and let's see if I have everything, and the number. As for the number, I could do two things. I could use the counter function, although that actually works in I have to set the counter on the parent. So yeah, I'll just skip that for now. I'll just leave that. I'll not do that. I'll just keep it like this. And let us add the styling. So we add vcard, and this will be vcard heading. This will be text. Then we give it a tag. This will be the media. This will be the image. Oops. Image. And then we add the icon to it. Icon. And the button, well, we can just give it a class CTA. Okay, now we have all the classes in. I can now start adding a icon. I just want something else than the glass, maybe. Okay, maybe this gear is enough. And the size is also okay. 60 pixels is good. And let's add our image. Do I have images here? I don't have images here. Just a second. Let's see which image I'm going to use. I'm just going to use a placeholder image. Something simple. Okay, we got one. Here we go. So we have an image in. I want it to be cover. I want it to be aspect ratio of 1:1. And the size should be, let's check. The size should be 64 by 64 pixels. So just put that in. Let me give it a border radius circle. So we have our circle in. Okay, and we have our icon. Okay, well, okay, we have both. On the card, let me give it a content gap. So it's spaced out. I'm going to copy the text and just add that to the right. Ooh. Selected 2 elements. Just copy this body text, put that in. I will set the typography to uppercase here and set this to, okay, so GH3. Okay, that's good. We have a button, and yeah, we basically have everything. We have basically everything we need. Okay, so next, what I want to do now is save. Okay, we have our styling in. We've styled all the elements. And now, oh, I've not even styled the main card. Wow. Let's do that. Space. Totally forgot to do that. Set this to, I think there's a lot of space, right? This is 64 by 48. That's quite a lot. So let's say this is 2x, and this is like just XL. Maybe it's even 3x. It's a bit more. Oops. I just put this at 2. There's a lot of space though. And I'm going to set the width to something smaller so that we can actually see it well. Like this. This is our card. You know what? I'm gonna put it in a section, but I'm not gonna style the section. I'm just gonna put it in so that we can actually just see it. Because now it's cramped to the side. I just want us to see our card very well. Does it have a background? Okay, it has a light background. So let's give it a light. Let's give our card a very light background. So BG Ultra Light. And light, ultra light, border light. Okay, and border should be light. So let's get that. So that's border and then light, light. Okay, there we have it. And it has a radius too. Our border has a radius, so radius, so small radius though. Yes. Okay, I think we have our bases set. Okay, so this is the card, and I just keep on forgetting stuff. The media should be on top, and this is the card. Now we have all that we need. Okay, so now that we have our card, we're happy with our card. We're not changing anything anymore. I'm not having any interactions, whatever it is, just set the way that it is. We can now transform this into a component. So I'm gonna click on the element, right mouse click, save as a component. And I don't really have, I could just call this category. Maybe this, I have a card category where all of the cards are getting added to. I can add a description explaining what it is for, and I create it. So now we have a component. So basically this is our component. And now I want to start adding in the props, right? So I'm just going to start with the heading. And I'm going to copy the text first because I need it as the default entry. I'll say this is our heading. Or to keep this consistent, I'll say this is our card heading. Save the prop, add the prop. So now this one is done. Move on to the next. Copy the text. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down, slow down. Call this card text. Card text. Add the default text. And then connect it. So this one is done too. Let's set our button should be set to hide. Let's hide it, right? We want to hide it. I want to hide it in the builder and in the front end at the same time. So I'm going to create one props for that. So this is toggle card CTA, and it should be true because I want to hide it. And I will just hide it, set it here too. So I'm not making two different props, just the same. I want to hide it in the builder and the front end at all times. So that's hidden. On my icon, I want to also give you the opportunity to hide it. So I'm going to say toggle card icon. This one is also set to true. Hidden. And I need to create one more props because I also want to give like the user or myself the opportunity to change the icon. So card icon, and yeah, well, it doesn't really matter which icon set. This one is okay. Create. And now we have a different icon, but it's hidden. And for the image, the same thing. I want to create I want to hide this too, so hide card image. We hide it. So that's hidden. I have to create one more that we have to hide the whole wrapper, or else to keep this space. So we also need to hide the whole media wrapper. So let's hide this one too. I need to go back to the image because I forgot to also give you the give the user the ability to change the image, obviously. So this is card media wrapper. Just say card media. It should be set to true. Yeah. Okay, so this is done. Go back to my image, and this should also be changed, but can't change this part. Okay. Yeah. Let us set this to card image. Just let me grab the link again, plug it here, create We have our default image. Okay, so that is set now, connected it. And what else do we need to do? Basically, we've connected all the props. Let me save. And I'm going to go back to my card, and now we see everything, right? I can change my heading, right? Change the heading. Okay, so that works. Remove. This is an example. Okay, so that works. I can then display the button. I can obviously do the icons, but I need to first display the media, and then I can show the button. I can change my icons, as you can see, so that works. And I can hide the icon again. Where is it? And I can show the image. So it's all working. I can also change it, but I don't have any other images, so but I know it to definitely work. So everything is working. Okay. So now that we have set the props, we've created a card. We've created a card with styling. We have created a component out of it, and now we've added all the props. So we can already create different cards. But now it's time to create the variants, because I want a dark mode, and I want a dark mode. I need a color scheme, right? I need the light and dark version, and I also need a rotation where it's stacked and where it's inline. So let's move on to the variants. Okay, so I save this, and then I move on to variants. So I just go into the component again, and here we see variant right here on top. So I click on it, and I'm already thinking now that the way I built it is actually not correct. Because reason being is to make sure that, because what I want is like, this is stacked, right? So this all following one direction. Now I want it to be next to one another, and look, the way I built it, as you can see, the button should actually sit in the content, right? Because if I set it to, I believe that's row, yeah, it will create 1, 2, 3, 4, to create 4 rows. So I need to make a change here. I need to introduce a new block. Put that button into it. I'll just call this content. Give this a class vcard content, and give it a content gap. That's basically all I need to do here. So let's test my button still works, right? My CTA perfectly, everything works. Okay, so now we can continue. Now we can actually create the variant. So I click on the variant again. So this is our base variant. We can call this variant, this is stacked. I'll just say this one is stacked. I guess if I think about it now, you need a stacked, I need to create different versions. So I need a stacked light, right? So this, the default will be stacked light. So you need stacked light, stacked dark, inline light, inline dark. So we've got to create all those variants. So I'm going to save that. And the next one, the variant will be stacked dark. Stacked dark. Create 2 more. This will be inline light. And this will be inline dark. Okay. So all our variants are created. So what I want to do now is now add the styling to the different classes. Now in Bricks, unfortunately, once you create a variant, you need to style the IDs, right? You cannot style the class, because if you style the class, it will change basically get that styling. So you don't have different variants anymore. You just get the same styling. So if my card has now a stacked version, if I change the flex direction to column, that means that for example, let me just explain it more clearly. My base component is set to stack light. So this is stack light. If I want inline light, and on the inline light, I set my flex to column, right? So, no, sorry, to row. It will also change on stack light because I'm styling on the class level, right? So I need to style on ID. That's just how it works. Okay, I hope that was clear. Let us continue. So I just go back and I go into the component again, and you see the stack light. So stack light is okay. So I go to inline light, and I then set first of all, this has to be on no wrap, and this has to be set to row. And then I give this a content gap, and we're good to go. So this one is set, and now I need to go back to light. See, it's changed. So I'm going to now style the stack dark. So on the stack dark, as you know, we have a ultra light background and a light border. So we need to change that. So I'm going to go to style and background, and I need to set this to BG dark, right? And I will set the border to, I have a darker border, but let me see if I set this to, it's already set to solid, by the way. So this is border. If I set it to something lighter, will you even see it? I'll set it to something dark. I don't have anything darker though. So let's just try semi-light and see how it looks like. And I will also set the typography to body text, and I would have to also change the heading because that doesn't change automatically. So this is text white, and on the heading, this is heading white. And I will also need to change the button to light. So the button is light on the dark, and I have to do the same for inline dark. So inline dark, this is now set to, oh wait, what's going on here? See what is happening? It's the button is not changing on the variants. So I don't know if this is a bricks, I think this is a bricks error or issue, because obviously when I'm on dark, you see it's not changing. It's not. I already know why, because I don't even know if does this work with styling? This works if bricks buttons, you style it on the ID level. I think this might be my own issue, because if I style it on the class, I wonder. Let me try something out. So if I select this on the dark and say light, I want to see what it says once I go back to stack light and set this to light. Okay, this was set to primary before. Oh, sorry. What is going on here? Light, right? No. What am I doing? Oh, the ID level has to be light. And as you can see, I already think you already seen it, nothing is changes. So even if I have it on the class, nothing changes. So it's okay. It's not my issue. So that means I have to use some kind of, apply some kind of CSS to fix that. So I've run into an issue here. So I have to think of a solution how I'm going to fix this on the variant. Ooh, this one is I have to think about this. I'll come back to this. Let me see. On the heading, what did I do here? The heading, did I add a color already? Why is it white? Wait. Dark. Okay. Okay. Oh, my bad. I made a mistake. This I had to style it on the ID level, on the dark. So here, this has to be heading white. I started on the class level. Okay, so let's go from the top. I have light, okay, correct. Dark, okay, correct. And then light, correct. And then dark. Okay, here's where I have to make changes. This should be white. And this should, on the card, this should be body, text white. And the background should be BG dark. And the border should be border semi-light, while this is set to solid. And basically, we now have the different. And this should be set to no wrap, row, and content gap. So we have it now. I think we're done now. I just have an issue with the button is a problem. So if you go back here now, we have our props, and as you can see, we have our variants. So now we can switch to the different orientation of the card. We can change the color scheme, and we can also change the orientation. I'm just gonna look at the button. You see, the button does not change. So I wonder, I want to check something, right? On this card, I'm going to check inspect the code. I wonder if anything changes if I change the variant. I wonder. Let me save this. Bricks variant. Okay. So it seems it gives it some kind of generated name. So now I could actually use CSS attributes as a selector. I can use this as a selector to actually style this button. Let me see. So this is bricks background primary. If I change this to yeah, that means I need to tweak the primary on that specific button. Let me go back to, wait, I'll just go into the component. I'll change this to light, save this, and see what it says. Okay, so this is bricks background light. So it adds that class. I think you can do this. Different ways to do this. If I also use like interactions to, like, let's say if it switches, if this data attribute gets this value, it should remove the bricks background primary and then insert the bricks background light. I think you could do something like that, right? Yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna. I know I will not do that. You know what? I'm gonna do this differently. I'm just gonna use. I'm gonna do it through classes. So on this card, I'm gonna do the following. I'm gonna test this out. So first, I'm gonna set this to. I'm gonna set this back to primary. I'm gonna go here class and say it's root bang. Let me set this correctly. Right. Okay, and then I would say because I styled that button. What did I call it? It's root. By the way, they should be stuck together. Root CTA, and now I just need to inspect this button to see what are we seeing here. So what I need to change here is I just basically need to change the background. I need to change this. And I need to change the color. So I think this needs to be a light color, and this should be light background, if I'm correct, right? So let me just click here to see primary light color. Yes. Okay. So if I'm correct, I'm gonna save this. By the way, nothing will change here, so let me just go out, set this back to light. Wow. Wait. Or should I add like important or something? Because nothing changed. Let's check again. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll add an important to see why it's not coming through. Card. Oh, I added this on the wrong element, because this is the root, because this attribute is attached to the parent, and the button is not the parent. So I thought I was already on the parent. So this has to go on the versatile card here. Okay, see, there's something already changing, and this should be, I'll try important here. There you go. Okay, so now, yes. Okay, so if I switch this back, let me save and see what happens. Hey. Hello. What is this? Huh? Okay, what am I overlooking here? Wait, do they all have the same? Wait, maybe I'm making an assumption. Okay, they all have the same. Oh man. They all have the same variant ID. And I assumed that it was changing. So I'll have to set this up differently. So basically, if this even changes, what actually changes? It says nothing changes on the front. I can't see anything changing. So maybe I can do the following. Wait, I'm gonna test something. If I add this, just go back here. I'm gonna copy this. I'm going to add it to not on the class. So where do I make the edits? So on the dark variant, I'm gonna add it to the ID. I think I'm gonna get the same result because the ID is the same everywhere. That's not gonna work. Oh my goodness. So I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think this is going to work because I actually thought that it would have been easier if there was some way to I actually thought that if you were switching the variant, it will have like some kind of change in the front end. But since that is not happening, how do I even change the button automatically, right? I mean, if it would be silly to like have a light and a dark button, right? Which is not crazy though. So if I duplicate this and then set one to light, right? It's kind of a strange way of doing it, but like a hacky way. So I would then come to wait, does it? Okay, so I would have to change this to, this is card CTA. This should be toggle card CTA light. Copy this, save, go back. Okay, so it's changed, and this should be toggle card CTA dark. Yeah. Sorry guys, I have to really think of a way to fix that, and doing that on the video would just make it super long. So this is a temporal solution. So basically, if you have this component, you would just have to wait. Let me just set the properties. Card should go up to, yeah, it should be here. So basically, if you have a dark, you need to come here and switch this. And like if you go to the light, you have to turn this off, turn this on. There's no way about it. I don't know. Although this is simple to do though. But yeah, I can come up with a quick solution right now. So there you have it. So there you have our versatile card. That last part didn't go the way I thought it would go, but we still came up with something nice. Right? We have our icon. Where's the icon? We have our icon. Oh, I turned off the media. My bad. Where's my icon? Turn off my image. Yes, we have our icon. Like I was saying, we can change the orientation, right? So I'm pretty happy with the results, and we can use this in our designs. So that was it for the video. I will really have to think of how to use the button in different scenarios while we are switching the variants. There's nothing I can actually come up with right now than just using props, just duplicating the elements, which actually sucks. It would have been better if you can just basically what am I? Oh wait, guys. It would have been better if you can actually just change this button on the different variants, which I did not try to do. So I was closing out this video, but let me try it real quick to see if that works. Let me see if that really works. So what I want to do here is I'm going to let's just go on the dark because that was the default. I'm going to go into the card, and actually, if this works, then we don't need, this is a dark, okay, we don't need the light version. So basically on the light, let me see, dark, light, stack light, what's going on? Light. Why is this dark? What's going on here? I didn't change the color here, so why is this ultra light? Oh, seems I changed the color here. Oh, I didn't. No, wait. This is correct. But Bricks is not changing the color for some reason. Wait, well, something. Huh? Wait, let me refresh this. Let me refresh the builder because something is definitely not correct here. So going into the component, wait. Oh, stack light. Oh, okay. Dark, inline, dark. Okay, let's try this again. So this is light version. This is the dark version. So on the dark version, I want this to be light. So I'm going to style this on the ID. I'm going to go to style, background. This has to be light. So body, and then I'll set this to important. And then on the typography, I'll give it also a dark color and also set this to important. I think I'll do the same for the dark version here too. Just plug that in. And on the background, I would also make these changes important. And now let's try to see. Okay, it works. It works. It works. Seems that you just need to like overwrite the. Although I don't like to use important, but in this case, I think it's necessary. So as you can see, it works. So we have our buttons. So that means that we do not need this lighter version. I can just delete this. So this can go away. Does the prop also go away? No, the prop doesn't go away. I need to delete the prop too. That is, yeah, this has to go. And yeah, we're basically done, guys. This is it. Remove this. We have our versatile, flexible card that is done. It has a dark and light color scheme. It has a stacked and inline orientation, and you can hide the image, show the hide image, show image, hide icon, show icon. You can change the headings, you can change the text, you can hide or show the button, and the button also changes on the different color scheme mode. So I hope you guys like this video again. Please like, share, comment, and let me know what your thoughts are. And I will obviously see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.